Hey there, it's Val. Welcome to my bullet journal setup for the month of July 2024. For July, I've chosen to do a Quill Prince themed bullet journal setup, and the cover page is very free-handed, very collagey, all sorts of vintage vibes going on, as you would have seen in most of my bullet journal spreads. To start with the cover page, what I've done here is I drew silhouettes of jute and cotton on purple scrapbooky paper for jute and a different flowery sort of other scrapbooky paper for cotton. I used a background with a few roses and leaves on it for cotton and a purple floral setup for jute. This setup is very floral, very again vintagey, to kind of give it the fairy tale or fae vibe the Quill Prince holds. The colours I've used for this setup are purples, reds and browns and greens to tie everything in. So in the centre, after I glued jute and cotton to my cover page, I've drawn or basically freehanded a dagger. Again, a very sort of loosely freehanded setup, and you'll later see me redoing the dagger because I did not like how it turned out. Loads of swirls just to tie into the whole fae vibe, and then because I was still slightly unsure of the colour scheme, I filled in the dagger with golden, at least the hilt with golden, because I felt like golden is also one of the colours that ties in very nicely with the whole fae setup. And then on the hilt of the dagger, I ended up colouring it in with a red to add an accent of one of the other colours I'm using very often in the spread. Loads of swirls around jute and cotton with golden and black pens, and then the lettering for the month in a basic sort of serif font. Tried to kind of keep it slightly fantasy-ish and added more swirls with the same golden pen we've been using. Then I didn't really like the placement of the dagger between jute and cotton, so I end up covering it with some more of the vintage booky paper that I've been using all over the background, and then I draw the dagger again slightly simpler so it does not get like very cluttered with all the swirls I've been doing, and add a bit of red washi tape for the accent, and then I draw my calendar on the left. I glue a bit of this map kind of washi tape in the middle of the calendar because I feel like it ties in very well with the whole fantasy genre, because I love fantasy maps and I really like the map in Quill Prince, so that's how we're doing a calendar. Also, then I end up punching some leaves using this leaf hole punch I had, and then I used the leaves as placeholders for all my dates in the calendar, because leaves are also like tying in the whole floral, foresty, fae woods theme we've going on here. And I add a bit more sparkles, some more patterned paper, washi tape all over, just to tie in the collage and make both the pages seem like they belong together. Next goes my brain dump and my gratitude tracker page, and on the left hand of the gratitude tracker, of course on the right we have the lettering for gratitude, but on the left what I did, took the same vintage scrapbook paper that I've had, It's just an old book I've been using, and then I've hole punched autumn leaves using the same hole punch that I used for the calendar's dates. Then it gave me like this nice little strip of paper with some autumn leaves, and then I did a bunch of mushrooms on them just to like tie in the whole vibe of the book. And then I've highlighted alternate rows for the days in the gratitude tracker to add a pop of colour to this page. Taking the same paper, I'm going to be doing a nice little collage on the brain dump page, similar to how we did the setup on the cover page and calendar. Been using the same sort of washi tapes, the red accent, the leftover scrapbook paper from Jude and Carden, and I have tried to do the lettering for the brain dump page in the font used on the Cruel Princess cover. Tried to replicate it. It's not very perfect. I have added my own little swirls and little things going on there, but it just ties in the whole vibe. It still gives very Cruel Prince vibes, and that's the main thing we were going for here. I also coloured alternate squares in the cover page's calendar with the same highlighter I used to colour alternate columns in the gratitude page to add a bit of pop of colour, and then I used it to add a pop of colour to the brain dump page as well. For the habit tracker page, we've been using the same sort of font that we used for the brain dump, the same font from the Cruel Prince book covers. And for the habit tracker, what I'm doing is I'm adding little potion bottles on the entire page. There's actually a 2-page spread, so I'll be adding potion bottles, 30 potion bottles, 31? This was July, right? Yeah, that would have been 31 bottles on the page. But obviously I sort of left it till the end because seemed like a strenuous task to me, and I just wanted to get my weeklies done with before I went back to it. So the weeklies are simple. Just been using a grid paper for my rolling weekly setup, and I've been adding dates on the same sort of autumn leaves whole bunch that I've been using for the calendar page. Doing a similar sort of collage setup on the goals page as well, using the same accents of washi tapes and just a very simple font in there. Also, I've just been like randomly going into the other pages, adding more fairy doodles from, the interior illustrations in the Cruel Prince books. So I've just been taking elements from those and adding little doodles on, really just to tie things together. So been adding the dagger, some flowers, mushrooms, leaves. I just used the interior illustrations as references for these, and I'm going to be adding a few to the goals pages and the weeklies. I will be adding some on the habit tracker as well, as you'll see. So we have something that is present more or less on all of the spreads and kind of makes it more cohesive. So I've been doodling the potion bottles on the habit tracker page, and then you can see me doing the sort of illustrations from the second book, The Wicked King, was it? Yeah, it was. So I've been doing the underwater sort of illustrations from that one. So we've got seaweeds, we've got bubbles. I've kind of created bubbles all over the page, and my goal was roughly to sort of give it the vibe that the potion bottles are floating underwater, if that makes sense. I'm also going to be using these potion bottles as my mood tracker for the month as well, so I'll be color coding the moods and then colouring in the bottles or the bottle caps as per the mood colour. I also add highlights on the letterings I've done for all these pages using gold, because I used some gold on the cover page and I wanted to add more gold accents across all pages. I'm also doing a little collage for the key, and just been adding more sort of accents of colour using the sort of slight purpley / lavender highlighter I've been using on all these pages to kind of colour the alternate boxes and that sort of stuff. So it's the slight lavendery / purple colour I've been using. I've been setting up my weeklies with more or less the same sort of elements that I've been using for my monthly spreads, and been using the same vintage scrapbook paper from the book. I've been using the purple / lavender, I should be calling it lavender, I need to stop calling it purple, highlighter, and some same floral scrapbook paper. I also cut larger leaves and different shapes of leaves from just experimenting with a bunch of hole punches, and then I've been using them to write goals in, so just writing one letter of the word in one of the leaves basically, to add a bit of jazz, to sort of move on from the lettering into a bit more collage-y feel. I need to stop using the word collage as well. Probably used it like 50 times during this voiceover really. And then again, another nice little fayish doodle on the bottom of the skulls page. For week 4's setup, for the title, like the week 4, I ended up drawing the little crown that features a lot in the covers and books as well, basically Cardan's crown, and I drew a little wine glass and like wrote the number 4 with red in the wine glass, so it sort of looks like it's written with wine. Just that, another tiny little element from the books I wanted to add to the spreads. And then I've been writing the dates in the same sort of leaves I cut from one of the hole punches, and with that our setup is complete. So here's the final flip through. I hope you enjoyed watching, and I hope it gave you some inspo for your spreads for whatever month you're watching in, because this was definitely not uploaded in July. I just got very delayed with the editing and voiceovering and just the general stuff. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed watching, hope you got some inspiration, and I'll see you in the next one.